With 2 expansions in the Season Pass under its belt, Destiny is now taking aim at its big expansion, the Taken King, and here to talk about it on stage with me is David Daig, aka DeeJ from Bungie, community manager extraordinaire. David, welcome to the stage.
Thanks, good to be here.
Glad to have you here to talk some Destiny. I see you are rocking the merchandise here.
Yep.
Nice.
Taken King t-shirt.
Taken King
t-shirt.
t-shirt.
They're just throwing them at us over in our booth. Throwing them at people in line, so got to represent the new adventure.
What about people online? Are they going to get a shot at those, or is that an E3 exclusive?
This is an E3 exclusive.
Ooh, all right. They'll just have to admire from afar.
Exactly.
But Taken King, folks were admiring that during the Sony press conference, and seeing that Oryx getting a little, it's a little mad.
He's irate.
He's like more than a little
furious. Yeah. Well, I mean, you killed his son. Anybody who took Crota's own sword, and sank it into his face in the Crota's End raid has earned a new enemy.
Fathers have a way about that things.
Yes, exactly. So Oryx is the Taken King. He's the new villain that you're going to confront in Destiny, the Taken King, on September 15th. And he's bringing with him his Dark Army. They are the Taken, so they're the new enemy that you're going to fight in Destiny. Some of the combatants that you may have known and loved or hated or vanquished in battle. He's ripped them from our dimension. He's twisted them with the darkness, mutated them into a horrible new infantry, and he's dispatching them into our solar system to exact his revenge.
Horrible new infantry.
Horrible new infantry.
That sounds great.
So that's where the Guardians of the Last Safe City will find themselves this fall.
Well, this horrible new infantry, I think we're going to, I'd love to sort of pick your brain about what kind of new effects they're bringing into the battlefield. Do they have any new tricks up their sleeve?
Absolutely. I mean,
How
they're
much
all
you
new
got for me?
characters.
Yeah?
It's an all-new combatant race, so they have their own ways to fight. They have their own ways to counter your attack. I think it's really going to change up the combat sandbox, specifically for the PvE encounters in the game. And of course, to give the Guardians what they need to rise to the occasion for that fight, we are giving every single Guardian in the game a brand new subclass that they can embrace and master. So be you a Hunter, a Titan, or a Warlock, you're going to grasp that third type of elemental energy in our game that you've never wielded before.
And now we need to go through these subclasses and talk about them a little bit. So let's start with my favorite and what I believe to be the superior Guardian, Hunter.
All right, yeah, we can start there if you'd like.
I'm going to start with a Hunter.
I don't agree, but that's what makes the community such an interesting place.
That's fine. Everyone has opinions. Some of them are better than others.
So as a Hunter, you're used to being very aggressive. You're all about the blade or the gun. You charge in, you confront, the enemies, hand-to-hand combat.
Yep, it's all about going straight for the kill.
This is about you being more of a support player now. So you're going to grasp that void energy. You're going to have your void bow.
Okay.
Your Night Stalker is going to have the shadow shot. So you draw that void bow back, and it's going to bind groups of teammates together.
Groups of teammates together.
Yeah, so the opposing team, if they're clustered together, I mean, that's when you want to use your super, right?
Okay, yeah.
When there's many, many targets that you can use it on. So if you can take that bow and shoot it at a group of people, it'll bind them together. It'll trap them, in essence, so you and your team can then move in for the kill.
Now, when you say bind, do you mean sort of roots them to the ground, or does it draw them together in like a big Katamari ball for you to blow up?
It traps them where they are. It creates beams of energy connecting them together.
Okay.
So everybody will just sort of look at each other and be like, this is it. As everyone else
We had a great run.
We had a good run, but this is it. Prepare to respawn, boys.
There we see it in action right here. These are the binds of the...
Yep, there you go. So that's the shadow shot. Dave Samuels, one of our effects artists, he's, just as animated as the characters in our game.
Yeah, you got to visualize the effects somehow,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
Gestures are definitely a powerful way.
So the great thing about working at Bungie is we're fans of our own game. So now we've got the Arc Warlock. The Warlock is more aggressive than ever. He'll rush into battle. He can stand toe-to-toe with any Guardian in the sandbox right now, any enemy, and just call down the storm in a trance and send it right through his fingertips.
Do you guys call this, was the internal code name for this the Palpatine?
No, but everyone at E3 is saying Palpatine style, right?
Yeah.
Palpatine. I'm like, if you must.
If you must. I mean, he is sort of the iconic lightning bolts from the fingertips, doom deliver guy.
So check this out. Now we're looking at the Solar Titan. This is the Sunbreaker and his Hammer of Soul. It's a great melee weapon, but you can also throw it from afar, and you can rain fiery, incendiary death down on fortified positions. There you go. There's Dave again. So
you're throwing it and then just sort of regenerating another one, ready to throw it again.
You get a whole bunch. You're just throwing hammers all day. And it lets the Titan, for the first time, have a ranged attack. You don't have to go in and charge in for hand-to-hand combat. You don't have to expose yourself in the kill zone. You can sort of hang back, and you can play as a support figure.
And it's also an attack that sort of lasts over time. You know, the other two Titan abilities are kind of, you pop it, it's done.
Yep.
This one is more of a blade dance kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can get a good run going.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, you know, it's offensive in nature. You know, the Titans sort of had that bipolar element, you know, where you're either, you know, coming in with the Fist of Havoc, charging in, laying waste to everything in your immediate surroundings, or you got the defender bubble that you know, throw up. You know,
you guys got all the gestures down.
Yeah, you know, become legend, man. You know, you gotta inhabit your guardian. You know.
Excellent. All right, so the 3 subclasses are coming. Folks are obviously going to have to work through that experience tree, sort of level them up, and find out the ways that they can be customized within each other, sort of skew it towards one type of play style or another.
Yep.
But in addition to subclass, I mean, the subclasses, of course, powerful not only in PvP, which we saw a demo there, but also in PvE. Sorry, were we seeing PvP?
We looked at PvE.
That's what I was.
Also powerful in PvP.
That is exactly the transition I was trying to make, DeeJ.
Or the Crucible, competitive multiplayer.
Yes. So let's talk about Crucible and how these powers are balanced and sort of what new Crucible stuff you guys are bringing for the Taken King.
Yeah, so we have 2 booths here at E3. We're back over there in the PlayStation booth where we have Mayhem Clash. It's a team deathmatch variant, but we've taken the space magic and we've cranked it all the way up to 11. Your super meter recharges faster than ever, so it's super abilities, super attacks on top of super abilities, grenades, melees, like all the cool things that make Destiny fun and explosive are magnified and amplified.
Wow.
So, yeah,
that sounds
crazy chaos.
Yeah, that does sound chaotic. Was that a good sort of testing ground for you guys in terms of the new subclass supers? Like, all right, let's just blow it out. Put these things toe to toe if they're just happening all the time.
Sure. I mean, that's the great thing about having a game in development is you can do whatever you want with it. You can see what's fun. Here at E3, it's also been a great way to introduce new players to the super abilities. Because if you're going to stand in line for hours at a time and wait for your chance to get in there and experience these new super abilities, if they only popped up once or twice during a match, you'd leave wanting more.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you everything you want in terms of your new Guardian. You're going to be able to, use that Void Bow. You're going to be able to use the Storm Trance again and again and again. Have a lot of fun with it. Over in the Activision booth, we're actually introducing a new objective mode. So, there's a neutral objective. 2 teams have bases on opposing sides of the map. There's a spark. That's the common explosive element. You go in, you capture the spark, you bring it to the enemy base. You use that to clear the enemy team and to score points.
Oh, okay, so it's sort of like a bomb delivery kind of thing?
Exactly.
And is it, once you make the delivery, you're getting points for the delivery, and then is it a sort of area blast or something that can actually kill the enemy team that's nearby as well?
Yeah, and it ends the round.
Oh, it straight up ends the round.
Yep, scores you points, destroys the enemy team, respawns in the center, and then you go back for it all over again.
Okay, how many rounds are you guys
I mean, the match has a timer on it, but that ends the round where you're going in and capturing the spark, then it respawns, you go back and get it again.
But you got to run back.
It's not like Trials of Osiris.
Gotcha.
It's a live fire exercise. The action never stops. But yeah, anybody who's defending that base, they're going.
Now let's talk about, so spark carrying, I mean, is this character carrying the spark that we're seeing?
Yeah, so that's the runner.
Yeah.
And the idea is that you're going to go to the opposing base. They can kill you, of course, and then the runner is stopped. If you do get there, though, if you do deliver the spark into the enemy's rift,
ba-boom.
Ba-boom. And the animation is something that we're having a lot of fun with, sort of amping those hero moments where you literally get to slam dunk that spark, so kind of an end zone celebration.
Excellent.
You can even do it in full reverse, and do a backflip, earn some style points for your team.
A backflip?
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds wonderful. I'm really looking forward to doing that now. But you can't turn invisible with the spark. It's kind of a
You're going to have a target painted right on your back. Absolutely. So these guys are defending their base right here. Now they've been bound by the shore shot, right? By the shadow shot right there.
Yeah, so it's not just it's restricting movement.
Yeah,
like you're sort of you can move very slowly.
You can kind of escape it, but yeah, it puts you in a dampening field.
But it's also
a
visual obstruction. I mean, that whole screen was lit up with just like bright purple effects, making it really hard to get a beat on your enemy.
Yeah, and that's important. We like to give players feedback so that they're never confused. Like, why couldn't I move? Why did I die? It's like you're encased in that void energy. So you have some understanding of what's going on. You know that there's a void hunter somewhere on the battlefield, and that guy knows what he's doing.
And you just got tagged.
Don't bunch up, guys. Don't bunch up. The Night
Stay
Stalker,
loose.
he's on his game, guys.
It's going to be really interesting to see what kind of strategies emerge with the new subclass abilities. So this is 2 new Crucible modes.
2 new Crucible
that are coming
modes
with the Taken King.
Yep. We have 4 new maps here at E3, and that's just a fraction of what will ship in the Taken King on September 15th.
Now let's talk a little bit about the size of the PvE, the sort of strikes, the story missions.
Yeah.
What kind of, in terms of the story that comes with the Taken King, is it comparable in sort of size and mission length to the Dark Below or House of Wolves?
No, much larger than that. This is a major expansion. That's how we're referring to it.
Okay.
It's an offering deserving of kicking off the 2nd year of Destiny. So last September, the Destiny adventure began. The community rushed into that brave new world. They made it theirs, you know. The new hobby began. Now we're kicking off the 2nd year of gameplay and adventures and shared moments, and the Taken King is how we kick off that 2nd year. So there's a full campaign, there's a full endgame suite of activities for you to share with your friends, new Crucible modes, new supers, new enemies.
When you say full, are you talking like comparative to the original, the full,
it's a
the
lot
Destiny
closer
kind
to
of
the
thing?
Destiny story than it is to any of the expansions that we've released. So
very cool.
We're sending you back out into that world. There's a new destination for you to explore.
Okay.
We're opening up a new node on your director where you're going to go and conquer and explore the Dreadnought, which is Oryx's spacefaring fortress, full of loot and rituals and all sorts of interesting events for you to share with your friends.
A big old nasty spaceship.
Big old nasty spaceship full of bad guys and awesome stuff for you to claim for yourself. Things that will make your Guardian more powerful in some exciting new ways.
Sounds great. Now, before we wrap, let's just give a quick shout out to what kind of, you guys are packaging some new editions of Destiny as well for release this fall.
Yeah.
Can you run those down for us?
Yeah, well, the Taken King is going to be a great offering for existing players of Destiny. If you've been a Guardian with us since day one, if you've experienced everything that Destiny has to offer, you know, if you played the Dark Below, you played the House of Wolves, you can jump right into the Taken King with a $40 upgrade.
Okay.
And that gets you everything that the game has to offer. All the new supers, the new destination, the new modes, the full raid that we're, you know, creating back in the studio.
The raid. I can't believe we didn't get time to talk about the raid.
Well, I'm not allowed to talk about the raid, you know, at peril to my own personal injury. I'm not going to spoil.
But there's a raid.
There's a raid.
All right.
It'll be the most challenging element. If you don't know what a Destiny raid is, if you've never played Destiny, the Taken King is a great entry point. You know, for $60, you can jump in. You're going to get Destiny. You're going to get the 2 expansions. You're going to get the Taken King. You can begin your adventure. You can start with Eyes Up Guardian and go on your path. And there'll be some interesting ways for you to catch up to your friends because that's what it's all about.
And that release is September
15th.
September the 15th. DeeJ, thank you so much. Talking Destiny, the Taken King here at E3 2015. All right, folks, we'll be back with another demo here on the GameSpot stage at E3. I'm looking over there. It's Rise of the Tomb Raider. Oh, it's going to be good. We'll be right back.